Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Smoke Sammy, and today I got some r/AmITheDevil posts for you. Am I the villain for not telling my fiance I lost her engagement ring? In every relationship, there's that balance between the neat partner and the one who's comfortable with a bit more chaos. In our case, I'm the neat freak, and I admit, I can go a bit overboard sometimes. My fiance takes daily baths and takes off her engagement ring, leaving it in some random places. Lately, she's been leaving it on the bathtub caddy, surrounded by leftover food wrappers and empty drink glasses filled with ice cream bar wrappers. Honestly, I'm amazed she hasn't lost it yet. Yesterday, while picking up around the bathroom, I noticed her engagement ring sitting on the bathtub caddy, hidden among the mess. I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to put the ring in a safe place and hopefully teach her a lesson about how easily it could get lost. So, I grabbed the ring, intending to place it in one of our bathroom drawers, but it was still slippery from the bath, and you can see where this is going. It slipped out of my hand and went straight down the bathtub drain. Of course it did. Where else would it go? Now here's the part where I may be the villain. This afternoon, she asked if I'd seen the ring, and I decided to tell her I hadn't. Why? She's freaking out, ugly crying and searching all over the house. I know I should come clean, but part of me feels like this could just as easily have happened to her. And maybe this way she'll realize that leaving things like that isn't a great idea. Am I the villain for not owning up to what really happened and letting her believe she lost it? Yeah, because she didn't lose it. Okay, so I guess I'm the more chaotic one, right? Because I get messy. But like, I kind of know where everything is. So even though it's not technically the right place for it, I feel like the girlfriend probably kept putting it in the same spot because she knew that it would be there and she knew it would be safe. So just because it's not in like the proper spot doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get lost, you know? So I think it's a dick move, first of all, to try to teach her a lesson to begin with by putting it somewhere else entirely. And it's even more of a dick move that you're not telling her that you lost it and it fucking fell down the drain. And you're letting her cry and be upset and coming to Reddit to be like, oh, should I tell her? Yes! You shouldn't have touched it to begin with. Am I the villain for my actions toward my boyfriend for signing to someone instead of letting me translate? My boyfriend is deaf. Before we started dating, I could kind of sign, but since we started dating, I have been trying to get better. I occasionally make mistakes, but he says he completely understands me and I translate for him 99% of the time. We both got caught up with finals and other things and haven't been able to go on a date for a while, so I haven't been able to translate for him or be helpful for a while. Recently, we went to a movie theater. We were signing as we went up to the counter to order food, and as we went to the employee, he started signing to us. I immediately spoke and said, I'm hearing, he's deaf. He apologized both in English and ASL. Everything else the employee said he did in both languages. He said, oh, I'm very sorry, I saw the two of you signing and assumed you were both deaf. Did he/do you want to order, referring to my boyfriend, or will she order? He signed that he would order and told him what he wanted. I then told him what I wanted, and after the movie, I was a little angry and asked him why he ordered. He signed that if the employee knew ASL, he could just order it. It would be easier. I signed, but I was there. I could help. I signed that I was practicing ASL just for him and that he should let me use it. He signed that he was not incompetent and that if he can directly talk to the employee, why not? I signed that it would be nice if he would let me help. He signed that he only wants help if he needs it. If it's not needed, I'm being condescending and rude. We didn't sign the rest of the right and we've been talking less, starting to worry if I overstepped and was rude. Am I the villain? Yeah. Let him sign if he can have the chance to sign. Like, if you really wanted to be hopeful, like, you could have just kept signing at the cashier instead of just being like, oh, I'm hearing, he's the one who's deaf, but let me take care of this for you. Like, it sounds like you're just trying to virtue signal at this point. You seem like you care more about speaking for him and trying to prove to yourself that you're a good person than just caring, just doing it just because you want to do it. I don't know. Just making sense. It's a really weird thing to get mad at, you know? Like, it's good that you want to learn sign language, and it seems like you do a pretty good job if you already are able to translate 99% of the time. But like, when it's not needed, it's not needed. I don't see the issue with him talking to an employee who also knows ASL. Like, am I the villain for not caring about what my friend does? I have a very outspoken close friend who isn't afraid to appreciate a random passing woman's beauty. Usually is turning his head back or quietly telling me to look, but I ignore him because I have my eyes on a girl who I'm talking to, Jessica. She doesn't really like my friend for reasons other than this, though. She privately confided in me that he gives off corny white frat boy vibes, and says some jokes that make him seem like several ists, sexist, racist, etc. Although he says they're just jokes, right? It's okay. I'm writing this because this past weekend we were hanging out, and during our time together went inside a bodega for some cold drinks. Inside was a Hispanic-looking woman with her probably elementary school-aged daughter. She was wearing tight jeans and a crop top, and even I had to admit she looked good. My friend points me out to her. Points her out to you. I say that she is indeed beautiful and move on, thinking he would too since a guy walks in not long after and pecks her on the cheek. The problem arises when paying for his drink, my friend goes up to the dude with her and says, "Well, damn, you sure know how to pick him, huh?" Me, thinking the dude was going to try to fight my friend, was nervous, but he laughs and says, "Why do you think I picked her, dude? Look," and kind of motions to her whole body. We then leave, and I tell him I'm surprised that went so well. Later on, I'm telling Jessica this whole story because it was equal parts surprising and funny, and she says, "Yuck, he's so fucking gross, dude. And honestly, if you're keeping him around, I don't know what that says about you." I get a little mad that she is randomly criticizing my friendship choices and ask her what that has to do with us. The conversation turns a little cold after this, and she ends up leaving me on red after a short-lived, painfully dry conversation. The last message she sent me was literally, "Just don't hang around assholes, dude. It's not that hard." So, am I the villain for not really doing anything when my friend did what he did? Yeah, I think you're the villain, because you don't seem to understand that, like, when you're friends with somebody, you kind of say that their behavior is okay by continuing to be friends with them, especially if you don't do anything about it. So it's not even just like this situation that just happened, but also all the other racist and sexist jokes that the friend makes that OP just seems to be okay with him making. The people that you're friends with and what you, I guess, tolerate around you says a lot about you. So sounds like an asshole. Therefore, OP is also one. Am I the villain for getting my son a pet snake, even though my stepdaughter is deathly afraid of them? I have been married to my husband for a little over 2 years now. This is a second marriage for both of us, and I have 2 children, and he has 1. My son loves reptiles and had been begging me to let him get a pet snake for months now. He wanted a ball python. I vetoed that. But I did some research and told him that I would allow him to have a pet corn snake, since every source told me that they are docile and easy to care for. I bought and helped him set up the terrarium, and then we got the snake. I did this all without talking to my husband first. I admit, I was going on the better to ask for forgiveness than permission model. Oh my gosh. An adult is going by that approach when it comes to like major household decisions. That's not how that's supposed to work. But at the same time, it's my house too. You see the word "to" in there? To. So OP's acknowledging in the same sentence that husband should have a say in this because it is also his house. It was my money and it's my son's room. Okay. But here's the thing. His daughter is deathly afraid of snakes. She freaks out if she sees so much as a small garter snake out in the yard. I kind of blame my husband and his ex-wife for this. There are a lot of copperheads in our area as well as some rattlesnakes, but bites are rare and deaths from snake bites are basically unheard of. But my husband and his ex taught their daughter that snakes are scary and deadly and must be avoided. I get it, but they overdid it. You know, nobody taught me that cockroaches are deadly and scary, but I am deathly afraid of those things. Anyway, my husband is unhappy with me and wants me to get rid of the snake, but I won't. There is no reason why my stepdaughter will ever even have to look at the animal if she doesn't want to. But my husband says that just knowing that there is a snake in the house is setting his daughter on edge. He admits that her fears are irrational, but says that she can't help it and that her mental health and comfort should be considered. I agree, she lives in the house too. I, however, think that she needs to learn to deal with her fears and that my son should be able to have a reasonable pet that he wants. It's not like his corn snake poses an actual physical threat to his stepsister. Am I the villain? Yes, you are. Because even though, yeah, the corn snake is harmless, and in theory, the corn snake should be in the son's room the whole time, and the daughter doesn't even have to see it, like, she still feels unsafe because it's still, like, in the space that she lives in. You can't control your fears, okay? I have irrational fears too. I already mentioned it, cockroaches, pretty much like any kind of bug, low-key, and I know logically that I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I can easily kill it, but for some reason, I just can't physically bring myself to get close enough to do that. So, I think it was a dick move. Especially because you didn't even talk to your husband about this. You just did it. You just did it based on some childish model of, well, we'll ask for forgiveness, not permission. Like, you're not gonna get forgiveness. Like, you knew. That's why you didn't ask him first, because you knew what the answer would be. I feel bad. I feel bad for the daughter. Am I the villain for making a point over hair? I have been dating my girlfriend Emily for 2 years. We were supposed to visit my parents at their vacation home on the beach over the 4th of July. She knows my parents' attitude and the kind of impression they value. However, on our date night, she showed up with bright pink hair. I expressed my concern about how my parents might react to it and asked if she can go back to her natural color before we go. She said she's not going to change it and that she likes the pink. She mentioned that her workplace has a casual summer policy for those who are not in court roles. And since she's in a litigation support role, she's allowed to participate in casual summer with her support staff coworkers. Now that's cool. I asked her to consider my parents, and she immediately started first it's hair, then clothes, to how she talks, what wedding dress to get, and even how we would raise our children. She said she was done with this and stormed out of dinner before we even ordered. I tried texting her and we got into an argument about the cost I put in for our plane ticket. She told me to sue her. This was the last time I talked to her on Sunday, and my texts are still green. I didn't think it was that big of a deal for her to blow up on me about that. I feel like there's missing information here. First of all, she's not wrong for saying, like, I don't care what your parents say, I like it this way, so I'm going to keep it this way, right? So, just getting that out there. That would bother me too, trying to police myself to get approval of parents. Like, in a relationship, I want to be accepted for who I am, right? And yeah, even though I'm not dating the parents, I don't want to have to change who I am just to appease people that I will eventually have some sort of relationship with, like, in the future if I am dating somebody. And she's right, like, even it is just hair, but, like, where does it stop? You know, if they're this picky about just the color of their hair, what else are they going to be really picky about? And I'm sure it's not the first time he brought up, like, their pickiness, strictness, whatever you want to call it. It's also just such a surface level judgment to make. Like, somebody's hair color has no say on who they are as a person. So, like, judging somebody because they have pink hair or whatever, it's just so ridiculous and closed-minded to me. So, honestly, good for her. And OP should stand up to his parents because it's just hair. All right, well, that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and leave a like and maybe a comment. And if you like this content or if you like me, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye!